We are indeed love. And according to Charles Fillmore, the co-founder of Unity, in his teachings, The 12 Powers of Man, we have within us 12 powers, 12 attributes, if you will, that he would call the pattern of perfection as the beloved of God. And these powers work together for our highest and best. In February, each month represents a power. In February represents the power of love. And love is the ability to attract, unify, and desire. The disciple that represents love is John. The color is pink. We invite you to wear something pink or carry something pink with you this month to remind you of your power of love. And pretty remarkably, it's located in your heart. The power of love. It's an amazing power indeed. And today, if you don't mind, I'd like to share a few thoughts about the vulnerability of love. The vulnerability of love. I've been wanting to yak about the vulnerability of anything for a long time, and Spirit said, well, why don't you get up on Sunday and do it now? So I will. But let's start with a couple of definitions. Charles Fillmore, again, the co-founder of Unity, defines love as the pure essence of being. Love is the inner quality that sees good everywhere and in everybody. The operative words are everywhere and in everybody. Folks, the love that is me is the love that is you. The love that is us is the love that is in all people, regardless of what appears to be. The love is the same. The love connects us in our divinity. Love is also the great unifying power, the great harmonizing power, and folks, it is the great healing power. Love and divine life in us knows only health and wholeness and will restore us to health and wholeness when we step into the divine love that is our pure essence of being. And folks, it's also the great attractor of our good. So you want to be loved to get your good. I like my good. I'm getting my good because I step into my love that is me. Now, vulnerability, on the other hand, we know as the quality or state of being exposed to the possibility of being attacked or harmed, either physically or emotionally. Now, we all understand this definition of vulnerability. And I understand in its use, it's usually used to see a weakness in someone. But the truth is, folks, our vulnerability is not a weakness. I say it is defined as this, the state of being authentic. And folks, being authentic is our greatest point of power. Our vulnerability is being authentic. It is being who we have come here to be. And who we have come here to be is our greatest point of strength and power. Then, the vulnerability of love is our authentic self. The vulnerability of love is our authentic self. Remember, the love that is me is the love that is you. The love that is us is the love that is all people. And the vulnerability is our connection in humanity. Look around and see how wonderfully, uniquely different that same love is being expressed. That is our vulnerability. That is our vulnerability. It is not a weakness. It is our greatest strength. Our authentic self, then, is when our love connects us in our divinity. Love is our pure essence of being, right? The love that is me is love that is you, blah, blah, blah. And our vulnerability then connects us in our humanity. It is our commonality in our humanness. And it's okay. It's okay. All those times where you might have been told that it wasn't to be, that it was weak to be vulnerable. No, it's not. No, it's not. I don't think we've understood vulnerability. And hopefully after today, you'll have a greater understanding of it. It is spoken of not necessarily directly in Scripture. However, I believe it is spoken by Jesus, who, by the way, was a pretty authentic dude. I dare hazard a guess. Not only did he know his divinity, not only did he express his divinity, but he expressed his authentic self. He had his emotions, he had thoughts, he had feelings, but you know what? They didn't have him. And that's where we stand in the vulnerability, is when we know that we have our thoughts and we have their feelings. They don't have us. It's when they have us. That's a different story. Then we're giving away our strength and power. But when we know that we have them, and Jesus knew this, and he displayed his emotions. He got mad. What did he do with the tax and the tax changers and the folks in the temple? He threw them out. And how many times did he talk somewhat discerningly and directly, lovingly of course, to the 12? You have little faith. So he got maybe a little angry. So he was authentic. And he says, if you abide by my word and are truly my disciples, you will know the truth, and that truth will make you free. I think that truth is our authentic self. That truth is our authentic self, and we are free to be who we've come here to be, who we are meant to be. We are free to have our desires fulfilled and our dreams come true and live the abundant life when we are our authentic self. And we know when we're not because desires aren't being fulfilled, dreams aren't coming true, and we're unhappy. Happiness is outside us, folks. I like chocolate ice cream a lot. I'm happy when I got a chocolate ice cream cone. Chocolate ice cream cone is gone. I'm not happy, but you know what? In my authentic self, do you know what I know? There's more chocolate ice cream. That makes me joyful, and joyfulness is eternal. And we are in our authentic self, we are joyful because we know the truth. We're living the truth, and that truth sets us free. Now, the topic of vulnerability is talked about and written about in Daring Greatly. Anybody read this book by Brené Brown? If you don't have this book, I highly invite you to get it, read it, highlight it, change colors on your highlighter every time you read it. Mine could be called the Daring Greatly Rainbow Book. It's got tons of colors. But she speaks of vulnerability in this book and speaks of it very well. She says, vulnerability sounds like truth and feels like courage. Truth and courage aren't always comfortable, but they are never weaknesses. Truth and courage sometimes aren't comfortable. But you know what? They're not weaknesses. Our authentic self sometimes isn't comfortable. But what you think of me is none of my business. I'm going to be true to who I have come here to be. And how many times have we not done that? And then wonder, geez, I wonder why. How come things are awful? It must be your fault. It is your fault. And then, I think it's up to you. How come you don't make me happy? Why me? I say, why not me? Every time there's a why me, there's a why not me to step into my authentic self and return to that place where all is well, to be the expression of all is well. The truth is that expression. And does it take courage to step into that? Absolutely. But you have all the courage you have within you, and that fills you when we step into our authentic self. And we absolutely know that there is nothing and no one is against me. So it's not your fault. As a matter of fact, thank you. It's Ralph's fault. No, just. But we get that understanding that that nothing and no one is against me. That's living in our authentic self. As a matter of fact, everything and everyone is for me. The universe conspires in every way for us to live the abundant life. When we step into our authentic self, that's the roadmap. And your authentic self is going to be different for you, but I know you know what it is. I know what it is for me. I do Leavitt really well. Don't do anybody else well at all. So you get Leavitt. Like it, don't like it, that's okay. But you're going to get Leavitt, I'll guarantee you that. She goes on to say, vulnerability is at the core, the heart, the center of meaningful human experiences. How many times have you looked into your spouse's eyes, your partner's eyes, your children's eyes, and just bead? Just took that in. You're being vulnerable. You were standing in your authentic self and you saw that something. And by the way, if anybody ever defines that something, will you let me know? I have been trying to define the something. But you get that something, and that something makes that relationship meaningful. It doesn't have to be, it could be at work. You could be doing your life's work. And when you're in your authentic self, your work becomes meaningful, more meaningful than just doing the job, getting a paycheck. I've always said, if it's work, if it feels like work, it's not mine to do. And also, if you're overwhelmed in any way, if you're overwhelmed, I believe that what you're doing is not yours to do. Quite possibly, you might want to let someone else do what is theirs to do. And I've had lots of things to do and not been overwhelmed because that's mine to do. It gets done right, gets done efficiently because it's mine to do. And it's meaningful. She says also, vulnerability is the birthplace of innovation, creativity, and change. Oh yeah, when we step into authentic self, we think outside the box. And you know what? There ain't no box. Box gets kicked out. It's gone. There is no box when we're in our authentic self. When we're not in our authentic self, we're in the box. We're thinking like we've always thought. We're thinking like everyone always thinks. We're afraid. But when we step into our authentic self, the box disappears. And ideas come. We are now in the flow of huge divine ideas. They're everywhere. They're coming to us. And we act on them. And we become creative beyond measure. We're in the flow. We're swimming in the sea of infinite possibilities in our authentic self. In innovation, ideas that are beyond thinking, and creativity happens, and then change. We realize in our authentic self that change is the only constant thing in life. This moment just now is gone. Next one's coming. Tomorrow doesn't become important until it becomes today. That's all change. We're going to go somewhere this afternoon. We're going to go somewhere tomorrow, but it's change. We don't realize, we think change is not good. Change is good. Remember, no thing or no one is against you. Change is not against you unless you deem it to be against you. What we deem to be will come to be. If you deem change to be hard, guess what it's going to be? As they say where I'm from, wicked, hard. That's H-A-A-D, hard. By the way, I'm going to give a sermon on English one of these days too. I was actually told one time when I first got here that English was my second language. Well, there you go. I digress. Vulnerability. There you go. I stand in my vulnerability. I was actually told one time also that I needed to, in order to be an effective speaker, I'd have to lose my Maine accent. And you know what happens when I try to lose my Maine accent? It gets so worse that even I don't understand me. So you know what? Like I said, I do Leavitt really well. And with Leavitt comes hard, car, yard. And don't worry, in an hour, if you're confused now, in an hour, your mind will figure it all out. It'll be perfectly clear to you. So being our authentic self is who and what we have come here to be. And a great philosopher and sage, Sigmund Freud, said, out of your vulnerabilities will come your strength. Therein lies our strength. Our vulnerability, our authentic self, is our greatest strength. It's our greatest strength. And now I'd like to talk a little bit about the three strengths of the vulnerability of love. And these are actually their strengths, and I would also call them okaynesses. Okaynesses. And the first one is, it's okay to be moved to tears. How many of us we're told big boys don't cry, big girls don't cry? Excuse me. We cry. And it's okay. And knowing that it's okay is an extraordinary strength. To look at a sunset and be moved to tears. To listen to a song, the national anthem slays me every time I hear it. It's okay. To cry in times of sadness, it's okay. Where one thing looks or we have been conditioned to be a weakness is not a weakness. It is our strength to cry. And it's also a great way to cleanse. Cry. As a matter of fact, I think we should be moved to tears every day. And if you're in this place, heck, if you're in this room right now, you look around and you're not moved to tears, probably with my talk, you're moved to tears, then, I would have you look at yourself. Look where we are. Have you ever walked down the street and gotten a cloud of plumeria scent? And just automatically just stopped and just, what we do? We walk by. What an opportunity. What an opportunity to be moved. The second one is it's okay to share an insight. How many have been in a class or maybe a discussion or a meeting and had this insight that was just phenomenal and went, I don't think I'm going to share that. No, not going to share that. And we don't share it because we go back to our default. I talked a little while ago about the shadow self. We go back to our default, which is, I'm not good enough. I'm not important enough. What I think doesn't matter. But you know what? It matters to you. Did it not get you excited? Did it not stir up something in you, an excitement, that insight? Folks, I will guarantee you that at least one person in this room will be excited about it as well. She loves me still. And the cat lets us live in the house. You want joyfulness. But how many times have we done that? We, here when we teach the spiritual enrichment and education classes, we have class agreements. It's so funny because mine used to be, you will. So they really weren't, they were class orders. After about 2 years, I realized, looking at that slide going, these aren't really agreements or orders. But anyways, one of the agreements that we almost all of us use is all points are valid and lead to a greater understanding. So that means the point, the insight you had that excites you will lead to a greater understanding for everyone. Hoorah! Speak. It's okay. Your insights do matter. I want greater understanding not only for me, this community, our country, and the world. And the third one, is there three? Oh yeah, there is three. I'm being authentic, I'm having a concussion moment. Oh, the third one is one of my favorites. It's okay to say no. Took me about 50 years to figure out it was okay to say no. It's okay to say no. We think saying no is a sign of weakness. It's a sign of strength. And you know why it's a sign of strength? Because what I have done, this is near and dear to me, I'm a man of service. I'm a man of service. I'm going to be of service. I'm going to do everything. To the point where I'm going to do your stuff. And your stuff. Oh, of course, I'm already doing your stuff. Because I'm a man of service. I run through that no sign. As a matter of fact, you know the guy that holds up at the construction thing on the highway there, the guy holding up the thing, slow down? I run him over. No, I guess not. And folks, I'm going to tell you something as well. When we get asked, are you available to do this? Can you do this? Would you do this? You will get, I will guarantee you this. Again, I like to speak boldly. I like my authentic self. You will get a full body yes or a full body no. If it's kind of maybe sorta, you're waffling like IHOP. You will get a full body yes or a full body no. Are you willing to say the no? And the reason why this came to my attention, again, as a man of service doing everybody's stuff, is that they'd have to do it again because it wasn't mine to do. It didn't get done right. It wasn't efficient. It had to be done again. And I knew the no. I heard it. I saw it. I ran that guy over. As a matter of fact, I backed up and I ran him over again. You will get a full body yes, or you will get a full body no. It's okay. It's okay to say no. I'm not available to do that. That's not mine to do. And what's really cool is you might even know whose it is to do and say, yeah, go ask Ralph. On many occasions, you will know, but it's okay to say no. It's okay to be moved to tears. It is okay. What's the second one? Another concussion moment. It was, thank you. It was okay to speak your insights, and I think this is one of my biggest ones. It's okay to say no. It's okay to say no. I think Mother Teresa says it pretty well. Honesty and transparency make you vulnerable. Be honest and transparent anyway. You know? Being honest and transparent makes you vulnerable / authentic. You know what? Be it anyway. Because therein lies who and what you've come here to be. Your authentic self. Uniquely you. There's no one like you, by the way. There's no one like you. Be you. People ask me on occasion, they say, geez, I'd like to be more like you. And I chuckle. Because what first goes to my head, can you imagine more than one of me? But then I realize, no, you actually want to be more like you. And you know what? The universe is asking you to be more like you. As a matter of fact, not even more like, is asking you to be you. To be your authentic self. Okay, well, how do we begin to do this? Well, we begin with affirmations, and we know that the vulnerability of love equals our authentic self, which is who and what we've come here to be. And we begin that process of discovering that by affirmations. You know me, I love affirmations. I get told I'm the truth thug. I don't hang out in untruth very long, and I'm going to lovingly be direct with the truth. I like the truth. So if you're willing to set in motion this process of transformation, of becoming your authentic self, and having all of your desires be fulfilled, your dreams come true, and to step into the abundant life, let's speak this together. I claim my authentic self now. Okay, breathe into that. How's that feeling in you? Anybody excited about this? You sure? You sure? I think it's cool. Okay, now we've claimed it. Now it's running around all through us now. Now it's looking for expression. Now if you really want this to come out, remember what we claim to be shall come to be. I express my authentic self now. If you want to do this, let's speak this together. I express my authentic self now. When? Now. Boy, I see an awful lot of authentic selves in the room. Do you feel any different? Do you feel any different? The vulnerability of love is the truth that sets us free. Folks, it is that authentic self that sets us free. Free to be all that we're meant to be. Free to do all that is ours to do. Free. If I am living to leave a legacy, then I am not living authentically. However, if after I have lived, a legacy is left, then I have authentically lived. Peace be with you.